When development agencies run a project, all too often community members lack the confidence and a way to raise suggestions or concerns about its activities. With funding from UK Aid, a World Vision-led consortia supported 7 organisations to pilot beneficiary feedback mechanisms in their maternal and child health projects. Beneficiary feedback mechanisms provide communities an easy way to contact an organisation with ideas or concerns about its activities. The organisation establishes processes for responding to this feedback and letting the community know what action has been taken.
Our beneficiaries, they know the best way that this program will work for them. So we are empowering them to give us their suggestions and complaints or appreciations.
तो जब BFM के बारे में हम जान चुके हैं कि नहीं ये मतलब बोलना है अपना ये है, तो उससे हमको एक हिम्मत जगा। तो हम अपनी मतलब आवाज़ को हम मतलब अपने आप को हम रोक नहीं सकते हैं, कहीं भी कुछ गलत देखते हैं या मतलब जो हमको करना है उसके लिए हम अपने आप को रोक नहीं पाते, मतलब बोल देते हैं।
BFMs were designed and adapted with input from communities. In Somaliland, Health Poverty Action initially set up text messaging as a way for communities to provide feedback.
We didn't receive the expected responses from the community, and that's because of people, majority of them, they're illiterate. When we come to Somali people, they are oral society. They will never send you SMS. They like to call you and then talk and talk and talk. And then later on, we modified. When the community people, they are calling us, then it will not charge anything. The money will be charged by HBA at the end.
In Kolkata, the Children in Need Institute collected feedback during meetings.
এটা পুরোপুরি মিটিং এর মাধ্যমে তোলা হতো। এটা গ্রুপ মিটিং। এই পেজটা আমরা গ্রুপ মিটিং এ। এটা ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালও দেওয়া যায় আর একটা হচ্ছে গ্রুপের মোশে দেওয়া যায়। ইন্ডিকেটেড গুলো সিলেক্ট করেছে হচ্ছে মানে সিনিয়র রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভ একজন, কমিউনিটি মানে ক্লাব মেম্বার, তারপরে হচ্ছে কমিউনিটি মাদার্স আর হচ্ছে দুই একজন স্টেক হোল্ডার।
As well, feedback was linked to existing monitoring processes.
We have this MI sheet. Okay, it's a monitoring sheet that we have designed. So at once we would come to know that there are so many number of women why they have not taken the services. So we go to the next sheet, which is actually a feedback sheet. There also we have the ANC service and they'll actually give us the reason.
In both Somaliland and Kolkata, communities like to use suggestion boxes, particularly for sensitive and confidential issues. However, literary constraints need to be overcome.
lambarkii aan qaato markaa inanta ula tagay markii message kala diray warqadana way soo qortay halkan bakana sanduuqa ana ku riday warqadana iyada ay soo qortay markii
এবং তার জন্য আমরা প্রথম করলাম কি যে ওয়ার্ডের মেইন সমস্যা কি সেইগুলোকে খুঁজে বার করতে শুরু করলাম। ড্রপ বক্স ব্যবহার করছেন তাহলে কি এটাতে কিছু লিখতে হচ্ছে না, এটাতে কি হচ্ছে যে মানে স্যাডে হলে স্যাড আর খুশিতে হলে খুশি।
We told the activities to repeat all the activities in the MCH. So she simply sees that picture and the service she wants. Then she takes.
A lot of effort went into raising community awareness about the feedback system.
I guess people, they are not familiar for giving their comments or suggestions. So for them to be easy, we have produced this film. This film is displayed in the waiting time. They just see the film and then they learn. So these posters, billboards, all these messages, it was displayed in the health centers. It's a kind of creating demand.
When I go to the health facility, I will explain the beneficiaries how the system works, the different forms that they can send their feedback.
dhowr goor bay qabtaan mar iyo laba aan ahayn marka way noo sheegay sida jawaabta loo dirayo kasaasan xogta ku helay anigu.
Systems were developed for recording, referring, and responding to feedback.
For example, when I go to the clinic or the health facility, I will take my keys and open the suggestion box and take the suggestions. Then when I came in the office, I will put on the feedback database, and then each complaint, if it is appreciation or it's complaint or it's suggestion, I will share with the concerned department. Then they will email me back. Then I will share with the community later on.
In India, CINI needed to engage government in referral and response to feedback.
CINI as an organization does not provide any direct services. The kind of work that CINI does is basically creates a bridge between the government service providers and the community members.
প্রথম আমরা ওই একটা প্রথম হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ করি যেখানে মাদার্স গ্রুপ, আইসিডিএস, কেএমসি, কাউন্সিলরের লোকজন, কিছু স্কুল টিচার, কিছু এনজিও রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভ এসে জয়েন্টলি মিটিংটা করা হয়েছিল এবং কমিউনিটির মায়েরা ওখানে গেছিলেন এবং ওরা ডিরেক্টলি ওদের প্রবলেমগুলো ওই মিটিংয়ে শেয়ার করেছিলেন। তো সেখানে একটা বার্থ সার্টিফিকেট একটা বড় ইস্যু হয়েছিল যে প্রচুর দেরি হচ্ছে, ডিলে হচ্ছে। তো সেইগুলো নিয়ে আমরা এখন যে কাজটা করছি চেষ্টা করছি।
If there was no feedback system, the problem would have remained the same. Service provider would have not come to know about this problem.
Feedback helped remove barriers to women accessing maternal and child health services.
The behavior of these and the center of the immunization center was not properly before the CINI, and by writing the thing in the letter box, now the behavior of these are not that poor.
The most interesting thing of the BFM project for me is that I'm seeing that my beneficiaries are communicating directly to me and saying, I'm not happy with this midwife, I'm not happy with this service. And then as the organization, we are based on the thoughts from the community, we are changing things. And this beneficiary feedback mechanism making the community the owner of the health center.
Feedback also highlighted changes that could be made in project activities to better meet mothers' needs.
waxaan codsaday markaan ku ridayay sanduuqa baahidii noo geysay sariiruhu naga yaraa tanay dumarku ku mulayaan oo xabad kaliya tahaydana laba midna looga soo dhigay hay'adu nooga soo dhigtay sariiruhu nagu yaraa noo soo kordhiyay.
And then we, as a health department, together with the program manager of that time, we go back to the budget, and then fortunately we find that we have a budget for equipment, and then we have order and respond there and feedback.
dareenkaygu wuxuu ahaa markii xitaa naloo soo ceshay hay'adda waanu mahadnaqnay. Thank you baan nidhi. Dareenkayguna xoog buu u fiicnaa.
In Kolkata, the feedback system created energy. The government took action on issues raised through the system that were beyond CINI's project.
काउंसलर ने हम लोग यहाँ पर सुविधा कर दिया है। अभी जो है हम लोग को पानी से कोई मतलब ज़्यादा बीमारी नहीं हो रहा है। हम लोग को भी बहुत यहाँ आराम है। वो पानी से हम लोग को बीमारी होता था, मलेरिया, मच्छर हो अंडा दे देता था, तो उससे हम लोग को बहुत परेशानी बढ़ जाता था। अभी हम लोग को यहाँ पर कम से कम 100 में 99% यहाँ पर अभी जो है डायरिया बहुत ही कम हो।
Importantly, women felt empowered through having a platform to raise their voice and have action taken in response.
xoog buu fiicnaa oo ku faraxsanaa because hay'adii waan isku xidhnaanay si toos ah. Hay'adii waan isku xidhnaanaynay intii dadku kala dhaxayn lahaayeen sanduuqii way qaadanayaan.
This system does give me strength and power.
There's no point you need to hear all the time good things. Also, you need sometimes to hear your weakness. If you never hear your weaknesses, then you will not reach your goal, and then it will be good for you and then for the beneficiaries. Both of you will be happy.